Welcome to We Like D&D, the show where we talk about D&D and TTRPGs and variety show style segments. I'm Kelly from the YouTube channel Power Spill, and I'm joined by one of my best friends and D-Inspirations, Alec.
Coming at you for the second time this month.
Whoa. Alec, would you like to roll for introduction?
Sure would. 17.
Wow. I like you already. Just knowing what you're capable of.
Oh, no. Don't get me wrong. I'm not capable of a 17 introduction.
We're also joined by my long-term roommate / wife, Loren.
Hi. Happy to be here for a second time. I've been let back into the house for
That's right.
the second time this month.
That's right. Rare occasions. Would you like to roll for introduction?
You know it. A 14. I think that's exactly what I rolled last time.
Wow.
Consistent.
Yeah. Teens.
You've been practicing.
I've been practicing my dice rolls and my introductions. I walk up very clearly. Good eye contact.
Yeah.
Handshake.
Yeah.
It's very firm.
Yeah.
But I think I hold on just a little bit too long. Just a little bit.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. 14 is pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I feel the firmness of your handshake and think, wow, you must do crafts.
Because of my callousy
Because of your hand strength.
We're going right into Show and Tell, Part 2. We're continuing right where we left off last episode, each bringing an item from the TTRPG space that we're excited to talk about. Should we just go in the same order as last episode?
Sure.
All right. So I've brought in First Blush, an introductory duet adventure for one player and one DM by Jonathan and Beth Ball. So it's a short adventure. They say that it's for new or experienced TTRPG players, but it's definitely more targeted towards new players in my mind.
Okay.
Cool.
So it's a short adventure with one PC in mind, and then it gives advice on how to run a DM PC, and it also recommends the Sidekick Unearthed Arcana
Oh, nice.
as a way to do that. And then it talks about how you can, as the DM, have that main supporting character without leading the player too much, that sort of thing.
No, this is actually great because I was looking for an adventure that I could try running with just Loren and I, because sometimes we have board game nights or something like that, and I thought I'd be curious to try 2-player D&D.
And actually, that's really funny because I recently have been getting advertised on Instagram, those like spicy 2-player D&D adventures. And Kelly was like, absolutely not. We're not talking about it on the podcast.
Sorry, which spicy 2-player D&D adventures?
Alec has not been getting the same ads on Instagram.
Yeah, give me your phone, actually. Let me.
There is character creation advice for a PC that fits well within the adventure construct. So it like you're supposed to use the noble background. And,
Okay.
the idea is that your character is like well connected to the nobility of the world, and that there's like an obligation put on you to become like an adventurer
Cool.
Okay.
on their behalf. So the adventure is split up into 3 parts. The first part is like kind of an introduction to role playing with NPCs. The second part is like a simulated dungeon where it's like you're being trained through like a
Nice.
a simulated dungeon. And then the third part is like put everything you've learned to the test and go out and do this actual thing.
It's like the training montage in Hercules.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's the iconic training montage that everyone thinks of.
Yeah, we're all on the same page here. Hercules.
Hercules, for sure.
0 to hero. It's a heartwarming tale.
It's a very simple, it's like, I think it's like less than 5 pages of adventure.
Nice.
That's cool. I really like the adventures that are geared towards new DMs, because it generally means that they're really well fleshed out and like you don't have to do it. Like you could just run them without prepping at all.
Yeah.
You could just pick them up and run them immediately, which we will dive into more later once we talk about Daggerheart. But the Daggerheart Quick Start Adventure is similarly geared to that, to new players, and obviously teaching the system. But it was very much like I didn't have to prep at all because it really lays everything out for you. And so something like this would be really easy to just play impromptu if you find yourself with another friend and just want to play some D&D, but your group's not available or not around. You can just pick this up and run it without prep, sounds like.
Yeah, and Jonathan and Beth Ball actually do a lot of duet D&D writing.
Cool.
And so this campaign actually has a sequel.
Oh, cool.
So this adventure was called First Blush, and then they have a sequel to it called Second Glance.
Okay.
But they have a ton of content on their website that is all duet D&D.
Oh, cool.
Something they're very passionate about.
Wow. Well, I'll have to check that out in their whole website and peruse their adventures. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm super interested in that.
And the website is dndduet.com.
That's awesome. Very easy to remember. Well, thank you so much for bringing that in.
But of course.
Loren, tell me about
My silly deck of many things.
You're so silly.
So silly. Just a silly little guy. So yeah, the deck of silly things is what I've brought in. It is it's a project by somebody online named BJ Hypes. They launched a Kickstarter in 2018, and they were just hoping to raise $1,600 to print 50 physical copies of the deck, and it ended up getting fully funded in 3 hours.
Wow.
With over 700 backers who pledged almost 17 grand.
Cool.
So
Wow.
yeah, very, very successful. The whole deck is available to print for free yourself on their website, or you can purchase a physical copy if you like. But the whole thing is available for free,
Cool.
which is really awesome. So yeah, kind of like the name says, just right on the tin. It's just a deck of many things, but they're all a little bit silly. So I'll just go over some of my favorites quickly. So one of them is called the Comb of Beardmancy.
Okay.
And one of its abilities is that its main ability is that it allows you to grow or retract a foot of facial hair as a bonus action.
Foot. Oh my
As a bonus
goodness.
action, because you might need to do it in combat.
Yeah, exactly. You never know. Disguises in combat.
Wow. Sick.
It also has some like funny little extra things, like you can control beards that you can see within 40 feet if your beard is longer. And if you meet
Wow, that is chaos.
and if you meet other beardmancers, you have to make competing charisma checks.
Incredible.
Yeah, they're very funny. Another one I liked was the Ring of Finger Guns that lets you shoot one dart of magic missile from your fingers, but you have to say pew pew in order for the guns to activate.
Very good.
And then one other that I'll go through all of them, all the little bits on this one, is called the Gloves of the Mime. As the wearer slips on these gloves, they gain the ability to conjure forth an invisible item from the dimension of mimes once per day. These invisible items remain in place until one of the following happens. The magic is dispelled, the concentration is broken, the wearer ceases to touch the invisible item with the gloves, or the wearer speaks. Because it's
very
mimes.
good. Yep,
and the
mimes.
items are a 5x5 box that you can form around yourself or others, a wall that's maximum 10 feet by 10 feet in front of you, a ladder, a 30-foot ladder, or a rope, an endless rope that holds between two locations of your choosing, even if there aren't two easy points for tethering.
Wow.
So they're definitely like useful things. Like they have practical uses, but they're
Useful
just
and
like
silly.
little silly bits.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really funny because practical definitely for people who like want magic items, but also
Yeah.
just silly little things.
Are they also less game breaking than the actual deck of many things?
I think so. Probably I don't think there's anything that's like whatever, a gem that traps you and then you just like have to get a new character.
Yeah.
I think they're intended to be like more funny than they are
Nice. Yeah.
game breaking, obviously.
Oh, that's very fun.
But yeah, there's a bunch of them in here. Again, available for free if you want to just like peruse them and maybe insert like one or two into your game just for funsies.
That's so cool that you can just download and print it for free. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really
Wow.
cool.
Very cool.
Thanks, BJ.
Thanks, BJ.
Hype.
I guess also just to tease something, they also have something else that was linked on their Kickstarter that is available for free that I think I'm going to bring in next time. I was really debating which one of these things because I learned about this first and then I read the other thing and I was like, oh man, what one do I talk about? So teasing that I'm going to bring in another thing of BJ's.
Well, in
Next
2
time.
weeks, potentially, you'll hear about BJ's other creation. All right. Well, I'm going to go. As I mentioned on the last episode, I've got a reimagining of a monster that I imagined as the BBEG for my Severance dungeon that I made for Dungeon Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shameless little self-plug here. If you want a free dungeon based on the TV show Severance, you can check it out on the YouTube channel and on my Patreon.
It's very fun. I got to play test it.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you had fun. So this, if you were turning that into more of a campaign, I was imagining that the Elder Oblex would be the BBEG of that campaign. And I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Elder Oblex as a monster.
Nope.
It is very cool. It's one of those monsters that is like you could base a whole campaign around it because it's just very rich in lore. So what it is it's a highly intelligent ooze, created by mind flayers.
That's what they called me in college.
I used to dance under.
Gross.
That you guys.
Let him talk about his ooze.
Let me talk about my ooze. My highly intelligent ooze.
Hey, Jason, nice ooze.
They were highly intelligent oozes created by mind flayers that fed on other creatures' memories. And they use those memories to create simulacrums of their victims that then they put back out into the world. They're so cool.
Yeah, okay, not funny
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm not laughing anymore. This is great.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's like just a hive mind ooze that lives somewhere deep underground that's like luring its victims in and then absorbing their memories and then creating copies of them and sending them back out into the world and controlling them.
That's really cool.
So cool. You could base such a cool adventure around them.
Definitely.
Anyways, what I've brought in is a reimagining of that stat block by fellow YouTuber Trekkeros, whose videos are awesome. And if you don't know the Trekkeros channel, go check it out. The Trekkeros made Battle Sim, which is the D&D combat simulator that I use all the time to help balance encounters, and it's free. So anyways, this reimagining fixes some of the things that he thought was not as good. Like it's a challenge 10 monster, but in the official version, doing damage to the simulacrum also does damage to the main oblex, which kind of makes it a little bit too easy. So now the simulacrums have their own HP pool.
Okay.
It does not affect the remainder of the Oblex's pool. But yeah, you can get the reimagined stat block for free on the Trekkeros Patreon. It's just available on the page along with a map that he made for Dungeon Jam. Nice. But all that'll be linked in the show notes. There's a bunch of cool abilities that it can do.
Tell me about these ooze abilities.
Ooze abilities, very good, Lauren.
Thank you. It was okay.
Oh, and just a side note, Trekkeros called it the Oblex reblobbed.
Nice.
That's good.
Excellent.
Yeah. That was better.
Okay, have you found the abilities? I'm oozing with anticipation.
Ha
Yuck.
Okay.
Oozing what?
Anticipation.
I gotta tell you about these abilities so we can get out of this segment and stop hearing about these terrible jokes that you guys are making. The Oblex has a pseudopod melee attack, which is bludgeoning damage, which is pretty standard, but they also have drain memory, intelligence saving throw, DC 18, one creature within 5 feet of the Oblex or one of its simulacra. So it can channel this through the simulacra. DC 18, on a failure, you take 14 psychic damage and the creature forfeits one spell it knows or loses one language, tool, skill saving throw, or weapon proficiency of the Oblex's choice.
Whoa.
So it's not messing around.
This is serious, you guys.
The effect lasts until the creature finishes a short or long rest or benefits from the greater restoration spell.
Wow.
Incredible.
I think that's such a fun mechanic.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and the Oblex chooses that might be be careful with that one, GMs.
Fun for like role playing stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And then the other ability,
I'm taking your fireballs away.
yeah,
Like your ability to speak common.
yeah. The other one is cast memory. The Oblex casts the last spell it drained. It can do so from the space of one of its simulacra. It can't use this ability again until it drains another spell.
Cool.
That's really cool.
So it takes your spell away from you and then shoots it at
Uses it
you.
against you, yeah.
It also has legendary actions as well. Can drain your memories once per round, and it can also destroy one of its simulacra that explode in a radius and do damage around it.
Damn.
So just a really cool monster and a really cool reimagining of an already really cool monster. So check it out on the Trekkeros Patreon and base an adventure around it, or go get my Severance dungeon and make it into a campaign and have the Oblex be the BBEG behind it all.
That's awesome.
I was trying to think of another ooze joke, but I think I'm out.
So this isn't a joke, but you know your deck of silly things?
Yeah.
You know how like in the 1960s, like people loved making like really weird gelatin dishes?
I actually wasn't alive in the 60s, Alex, so why don't you tell me about it?
Well, back in my day.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It would be really cool if there was like a wand of gelatin summoning and you could like summon any non-magical object, device, or trinket, but it comes inside the center of a gelatinous cube, suspended in the middle of it.
That's funny.
And you gotta kill the gelatinous cube to get the item out.
That's funny, yeah.
Very good.
It's not a joke. I just think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool item.
That segment was brought to you by Ooze Jokes. Ooze Jokes. Keep them to yourself. Don't say it. Don't let it out. Don't let it seep out even a little bit.
That wasn't a joke. That was a threat.
Yeah. Now we're doing a segment called First Impressions, where we try out a game and we tell you about it. We talk about our experience. And today we're talking about Daggerheart.
Daggerheart.
By the time this comes out, we will be late to the game, but we just have started playing it and we're really enjoying it. Well, shouldn't speak for you guys. We're about to find out. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, what we played last night, we played the intro adventure, which is free, by the way. So I highly encourage everyone just to go to the Daggerheart website and download the free quick start adventure. It teaches you how to play. There's a fun little game. There's pre-generated characters. There's little minis. It's got everything and it's free. So just do it. Do it right now. Stop listening to this podcast right now and go do it right now.
I think that's bad advice.
Keep
Let's not
telling
be
people to
hasty.
stop listening to your podcast.
Okay,
It's like you didn't go to business school.
It's like I dropped out of business school.
Audio listeners, Kelly dropped out of business school.
Kelly actually has read everything they teach you at business school and everything they don't teach you at business school and has the collective knowledge of the universe.
Wow. I discovered a wormhole and a time. Oh, wait, that was last episode. Dang it. Never mind.
Kelly's a highly intelligent ooze.
I'm a highly intelligent ooze and I absorbed all the business school knowledge.
Anyway, Daggerheart.
Anyways, Daggerheart. What did you guys like? What did you dislike? Tell me about it.
I was thinking about this. I think it's very difficult to come up with things that I didn't like about it because I was just having such a good time playing it.
That's
I
nice.
really, really liked Daggerheart so much that I am going to pitch to you right now on mic that we need to change the title of this podcast to We Like Daggerheart. Thoughts?
We like D. Just take out
we like D.
Just take out the second D. We like D for Daggerheart.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to change the logo.
Just a dick-shaped sword. Dick-shaped dagger.
Yeah, I also really enjoyed it. And I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, but I really enjoyed running it for many reasons. Starting with the thing that I was most apprehensive about, which was the initiative or lack thereof.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I liked that you didn't know how long the players were going to be going for and when your turn was going to go again. And I feel that really increased engagement.
Totally.
For me and looking across at you guys, I felt like it did so, but I guess tell me about your feeling of it.
The thing that I really liked about the way initiative worked is that there was such a strong interplay between other mechanics. And
Definitely.
so like the hope and fear system. Sorry, I'm sure we're going to talk about the hope and fear system later, but the hope and fear system is like so simple, but so effective and so pervasive throughout all the other mechanics that it really made the combat initiative more interesting.
Yeah. I also really like the fact that as the GM, there's kind of sometimes in the initiative order when you're going down, you're trying to think of some tactical combat moves and you're thinking, okay, well, this person, needs to be doing this thing. Having the system of your turn happens when a player rolls fear and thinking of it as something they did caused an opportunity for an enemy to attack them. Kind of took that lift off of the GM a bit because it was like, okay, well, Alec just rolled with fear, and so the monster in front of Alec is going to attack Alec because something that he just did kind of opened an opportunity for a monster to do an attack. Yeah. So I felt like it took some mental lift away from me. I didn't really have to think about too much about the strategy because it was kind of a reactionary to what the characters were doing.
Right.
And I think the mechanics really reflect the role of the GM in the sense that, like, you know, your job is to be supportive of the players and their biggest fans and whatnot, but you're supposed to put a scenario in front of them and then react to what they're doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't want to be leading them.
Yeah.
You want to get in, give the information, and react.
Yeah.
And like the fear initiative system absolutely complements that in the best possible way.
Yeah. And I think, like you mentioned, the mechanics do a good job of putting the players first and like making the rest of the world kind of revolve around the players in the best way. And yeah, I think so. I ran the starter adventure twice, once for Loren and a friend of ours, and then I ran the starter adventure a second time for Loren and Alec and Alec's girlfriend last night. And the second time I ran it, I got a little bit caught up, I found, because the kind of downside of the hope and the fear mechanic is that in the Powered by the Apocalypse system, the hope and fear mechanic is more of a narrative thing in which you are kind of trying to always, if they roll with hope, you need to think of an extra benefit to give them. If they roll with fear, you need to think of an extra consequence to give them.
Right.
And I found that I was trying to do that more in last night's playthrough, and I was kind of getting tired out by trying to always think of these extra bonuses and consequences.
Right.
But what's nice about the Daggerheart hope fear system is that there is a resource. So it's, you don't have to make it narrative. If you are inspired by that and you can think of something, that's great. Make it narrative.
Yep.
But if you just can't think of anything, you don't have to force it in that moment because you're collecting a fear.
You're getting a benefit anyway.
The player's collecting a hope, whatever it is. It's a mechanical resource baked into the game. So the narrative is an option, which I think is really great. And I need to remind myself of that next time I run it.
Yeah.
And so, and just out of curiosity, from the player perspective, did you feel burdened by the fact that it was like trying to decide amongst yourselves who was going to go next? Was that uncertainty a negative at all for you?
I didn't find that. I mean, we're all very polite Canadians. So I think this time that we played it with us and your girlfriend, we, I think generally kind of went in an order for the most part. But interestingly, when we played it with just our one other friend, I think there were a couple instances where I went twice because there was like more stuff for me to do in like my area, and then he went twice, which is kind of like an interesting option to have, that you could just take two actions.
And we've played that sort of initiative before where it's like you alternate between someone on the policey side, someone on the enemy side. Until everybody goes. So it's not super new.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I think generally we're pretty good at like making sure, you know, if someone hasn't like contributed in a while, I'd be like encouraging them to go. But I think I like the idea of this kind of initiative system because like Alec would be like, oh, I have an idea for something that I can do right now. And then if we needed to, obviously you could like switch up the order of things. But no, I really liked it.
Yeah. And they do offer an optional alternate mechanic where there are tokens and each person can have a token and like flip their token when they've gone. And then once everyone's gone, you go again, just as a way to, in groups that maybe that dynamic isn't as easy flowing, you can have a thing where everyone needs to go before someone goes again.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I really like the free flowing form of initiative and the kind of inherent encounter balance that comes with the action like economy, that it balances itself in some ways because I'm collecting fear and I get to go when you guys roll fear and I can spend fear to go more.
There was an added element when we were rolling with fear and you're seeing your pool of fear add up. And you're just going like, oof, like this is gonna come back to bite us.
Yeah, good. Okay, yeah, that is definitely like, you can keep your fear pool public or private, but it was fun to like put it out there on the table and show you guys what the amount of power I'm collecting.
You should get spooky little fear tokens.
Yeah, well, I actually have some ideas for something that I'm going to build.
I won't say any more
for Daggerheart. Yeah, and the sort of kind of transitioning into the monster stat block side of things, there was lots of stuff that I could spend fear on, which was great. So again, that system, just like the hope is pervasive throughout the character abilities, the fear is really embedded into the monster stat blocks. There are environmental stat blocks, which is cool. So like last night, the environment the summoning skeletons in the environment was a part of the environmental stat block, and I could spend fear to summon more skeletons.
Cool.
And or certain monsters had fear abilities that I could spend fear to make them do that ability, the more powerful abilities.
Yeah.
So yeah, the balance of the system feels really good. I did take it a little bit easy on you guys, and I should have gone a little harder.
That's what he said. Because you whomped him with your AoE spell.
Yeah, you were crushing it with Alec played Marlowe the Sorcerer, and the AoE is really good. But yeah, I should have brought the Wraiths into play more because they're the more powerful. And they have some cool abilities.
Yeah, I think they came up more in the adventure that we just played with 2 players. Yeah, they were scary.
Yeah, they're also quite narrative, which is cool. Like one of these forest wraiths has an ability where you take psychic damage and it prompts the player to tell you a traumatic childhood memory.
Yeah.
And so just like narrative based monster abilities is so cool. And that speaks to as well they've really integrated collaborative storytelling and narrative elements into the system.
Yeah, and even into combat. Yeah,
into combat as well. Yeah. And there was like prompts in there about asking the players to describe like what trees looked like in the forest and like different things. So I think it's really like all that stuff that was in the Return of the Lazy Dungeon Master is like baked into the system here. So it's that's really cool.
Yeah, and on the character sheets as well, there was like questions at the bottoms of so I played the I think it's called the Giant Guardian, which is like a barbarian essentially. And I think the question was like, what do your people call the Sablewood? Because they have a different name for it. Like, what is it called?
Yeah.
And then it prompts you with like connections that you have to other characters.
Yeah, that was also great. Yeah. Each of the bottom of the pre-made characters, there's prompts to tell you how you might be connected to the other characters and build those bonds already in a one shot.
Yeah,
really cool.
in big and small ways. So I think one of them was like, this person is your childhood friend, or like you're trying to impress this person or something like that. Or like you and this character have the same goal or something, which I think was like the breadth was really nice.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you could choose how intertwined you want to be with another character, which is really cool. And yeah, I mean, there's going to be some more adventures and source material being put out, but right now it's just largely the system. A few things that potentially are maybe some dislikes, but they're potentially from the player side. So I guess you guys let me know. One thing that's kind of a like and a dislike for me is the card system. We haven't tried building our own characters yet, but you collect a number of cards and those are your abilities. But one thing I noticed more when we were playing in the other game is some of the abilities are quite spread out across all the cards. So it could be kind of like a lot to look at, especially for a newer player.
Yeah.
Whereas like not all the stuff is just right there on the character sheet. You have to look at your character sheet and then you're also looking at all these cards and stuff. Right. So I personally like that, but I could see how it could also be kind of overwhelming because it's like, so many different places to look. Oh yeah, I forgot I had this ability over here. Like, oh, I didn't use this thing because it was on this card that's over here.
Yeah. I mean, I guess to play devil's advocate, I think that's probably just because it's such a new system. Because like, in D&D Beyond, for example, when you're like doing that, all of like your features, no matter where they come from, are all kind of collected in one area.
Yeah.
So if like something like that was developed for Daggerheart, I don't see that necessarily being an issue, but yeah, exactly. Like exactly what you said, having them on like different cards, there's a lot of places to look, which could feel overwhelming. And
actually they do have a digital character sheet.
Great. Okay.
It's on Demiplane. You can use, there's a whole Daggerheart system built into Demiplane.
Okay.
So they have digital character tools and everything.
Nice.
I tend to shy away from games, video games, etc., that have deck building components to them.
Okay.
And so when I found out that there was like a card component to this, I got a little worried. But for me, and maybe it's because I've been playing video games and TTRPGs for most of my life, really, the amount of information wasn't too big of an issue.
Okay.
But I noticed that there was a couple of gaps in information in the starter set.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for example, the character Marlowe is like suggested to be like required part of the party. And she has mechanics on her character sheet about aspects of spell casting that don't actually get explained because you don't need to know them until later.
Right.
But it's on your sheet. And so I think I'm talking about like you can...
Like the loadout in your vault or something. Yeah.
And so that was like a moment of confusion for me. And then in that moment, I was like, oh, this is too much.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. With the cards, you basically, like, I think similar to Draw Steel in that there aren't necessarily spells, there's just abilities. And so you get cards that are abilities, and you can put a certain number of cards, you can prep abilities for your day. But yeah, I hadn't read about that in the SRD yet. And so I didn't know that either. And the quick start stuff doesn't explain that. But yeah, like Alec mentioned, the character sheet references it, so it's a bit like, oh, well, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, like Loren said, once you get used to it, I do like having spell cards and stuff. So I think it's basically like having spell cards for every class kind of thing.
Yeah.
Every ability is a spell card, essentially. Yeah. So yeah, I think the customization options that come from that would be pretty cool, because you could like customize your loadout for, like, even if you're a fighter, you can be, prepping abilities for what you think might be helpful for that day, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I really liked on that note that it seemed like at first level, all of the classes had abilities that they could use like fairly regularly.
Totally.
And like a very similar amount.
Yeah. And I think that comes from just being such a condensed number of levels. Like it's like 10 levels for now, I believe. So I think that just, comes from starting, like, there's only 10 levels to go, so you can't be wasting a level one thing.
Yeah.
And the other potential dislike was something that I mentioned previously, which was trying to think of extra benefits and consequences, narrative consequences and benefits. But I think that's just me getting stuck in that, trying to do everything narratively instead of just using it when it's when I'm inspired, and if not, falling back on the resource. So going forward, I'd just try and fall back on the resource more, and then use the opportunity to be inspired by those successes and failures.
Totally.
But one thing I did really like is that the behind that, it really made the description flow seamlessly, because it was like, oh, you made this attack, but you rolled with failure. Oh, this other person's going to jump in there because you got off balance and they got an opportunity. So it allowed for easier narration.
I think that the hope and fear mechanic, and unless you've played Powered by the Apocalypse, is going to be like, oftentimes when we think of playing new games, like the DM's the DM. The DM is whatever style they are.
Yeah.
They have their own way of doing things. And then the players have to learn the game. With the fear and hope system, there's definitely got to be a little bit of a learning curve as the DM as well, in the sense that you've got these very simple mechanics, but they can be manifested in lots of different ways.
Totally.
So you've got your fear, and you're going to be gaining fear all the time as the players do things. And it's a bit of a learning curve probably to implement.
A storytelling learning curve for sure. Yeah. And I think the sense I get is you need to have a little bit looser of a grip on the world, and be more open to how for the players and the dice are going to feed you narrative aspects, and being a little bit more kind of casual and being able to implement those.
Are you telling me that Daggerheart is good for DMs who do less prep?
I think so.
Hey.
We're switching the campaign I'm running to Daggerheart from D&D.
We've only done 2 sessions. It's probably fine.
It's fine.
Would you guys be interested in me pitching that?
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you should read the SRD and see what kind of monsters are available and stuff. But that would be super cool. I'd definitely be down for that.
I wonder how many like magic classes there are. I guess it doesn't really matter, because I guess talking about Daggerheart, there are like different domains that you can kind of mix and match so that you get access to different things and like different abilities and stuff. So I think even if you did play the same, like we were all sorcerers, but we just chose different domains,
totally.
like right from the get-go, I think they would all be pretty different.
Yeah. How did you guys find the whole damage threshold system? Was it too complicated? Was it pretty straightforward?
No, I don't think it was complicated. It was very worrying, I guess, to look at your character sheet and be like, oh, I have 6 hit points. Yeah, that was kind of scary. But yeah, the threshold thing was cool, I think. And like the way that evasion, which is like your AC, goes with those, I think are called armor points that you can use to reduce the severity of the damage. I really liked that.
Okay, yeah.
lot.
So, because that's one critique that I've heard around online is that for some players, it's just a lot of steps. It was like, look at your evasion, then decide if you want to mark an armor. Then if you do, reduce that, check where it is in the tier, and then reduce that by a tier, and then figure out how many hit points you're going to reduce. So it was like, for some people, it was just kind of too many steps every time they got hit.
I guess I can see that, but I also like that you have the option, like you have choices, like that you can choose to like use your armor if you like want to reduce it. I don't know. I didn't find it difficult.
Yeah.
I think there's also something to be said for ignoring that mechanic if you want with the
totally.
armor and stuff like
Totally,
that.
yeah.
It doesn't, I mean, everybody is different, right? Like sometimes those steps seem like a lot and sometimes those steps don't seem like,
Yeah.
it's one step.
Yeah. So it wasn't a problem for.
It wasn't my experience that it was
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah. Nice.
I guess just talking about armor points and things, maybe we could, I have some thoughts on like the hope resource.
Yeah.
Just because sometimes I have issues like resource managing my own things, like especially when it's stuff that like only recharges on a long rest, or like whatever.
Like you're hoarding them.
Exactly. Yeah. That I like, well, that's just kind of who I am. I like save stuff where I'm like, oh, like I don't want to eat the last cookie in this like whatever container because it was really good and I want to save it for like a special.
Yeah. There are 4 containers of ice cream in our freezer that have 1 scoop left.
Stop exposing me. This is not a roast. Yeah, but I do that with resources, I think, just because I don't want to waste them.
Yeah.
On like like you don't want to like waste a rage on like a small fight when you're a barbarian because there might be like a bigger moment that you like wish you had it for. Totally. So I like the idea of like renewable resources, like kind of like in Catan, I guess, how like you don't necessarily feel bad about like using resources because like every turn you have the opportunity to like get something. So I really liked that, and like all of the different things that you can like the different features that like use hope, or like, you know, your experiences that you can like spend hope on and like do different things with them, which was cool.
Yeah, it's a completely different mindset, whereas you know, D&D is a game of attrition and resource management, whereas this is like you don't have spell slots, you just have abilities that you powered by this hope resource, and you can spend it on what you want, and you're always going to be regaining that, so you don't necessarily need to. Resting is not, you know, determining how many abilities you have. It's only determining your HP and stress and armor. So I think that mindset shift is really great.
Yeah.
I'm a real resource hoarder in games too. I'm always worried that I'm going to need something down the line.
Yeah.
The Hope Fear system worked really well for me as well.
Yeah, like the number of potions I have in Baldur's Gate is like unbelievable. Just never using them. It's like all these obscure spell scrolls and potions. I'm like, oh, well, I better save these.
Yeah. The first time I played Baldur's Gate with our friend who plays it all the time, we were playing co-op, and she was like, oh, why do you have so much stuff in your storage? Because I think I like maxed out my carrying capacity. She was like, what are you carrying? And I was like telling her, she was like, why do you have that? Because I just save everything. You never know.
Now, this is changing gears a little bit, but the monster stat blocks are also really great. I mean, I know we were just playing level 1 monsters and tier 1 monsters, but they're really simple, like really simple. And because of the damage threshold thing, there's very few hit points to track. It's just like the skeletons had 2 hit points. The wraiths had like 8 hit points, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, because of the threshold thing, there's just less tracking to do.
Yeah.
And you're not marking spell slots on your thing. You have your one central fear resource, and you're spending fear to do abilities for to activate abilities for your monsters. So it's also just much less lift for the GM.
Is it the same case? Maybe less so for the GM, but I guess like in terms of like the hope fear resource, the only issue that I had with that, and again, this is kind of going back to like the cards, like everything being on different cards, was like all of my hope abilities were like in different places, and I would have loved for those to have been centralized. Again, maybe on something like a digital character sheet, it would collect all of that information, like amalgamate it into one area. But that was like the one issue I had, is that I was like, don't I have a hope ability that can do that? And I had to like look through all of my different sheets to find it. But I like the options.
Yeah. No, the monster stat blocks, it's very centralized.
Okay.
There's just like fear abilities are all in one place.
Okay.
It's very easy to run.
So that's what I wish I had on my character sheet.
Yeah. And that's probably, if you're playing a longer campaign, something that we would just make ourselves,
Yeah,
your
totally.
players would
In
just
your own
make a
notebook.
little cheat sheet of
Yeah.
like, here are my hope abilities.
Definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, and the only thing, and one other potential downside, which is not a downside for me, but potentially depending on how you like to run your game, some of the abilities are a little bit more abstract, like the experiences.
Yeah.
That I feel encourages creativity. But if you don't want to deal with that uncertainty and potentially the GM's, rulings go at the table, but potentially opening yourself up for some debate with your players because the ability encourages you to be creative with it.
Yeah.
Where you get a bonus to add to it. So I guess I wouldn't know necessarily yet how to, if a player was just trying to add it to every single attack or something like that, how do you deal with that?
Are they? Sorry. The pre-generated characters come with pre-generated experiences, but when you are creating a character, do you get to make up your own?
No,
Or
I think
it's
you
like a pool?
acquire them
Okay.
during the campaign. And
Okay.
I don't know if...
And they have names already.
No, I think the GM comes up with it. It's very free form.
Interesting,
The
okay.
experiences are very free form.
Interesting.
I think that concern that you have is a little bit lessened by the fact that you do have to spend a hope in order to use that. So if you're like,
True.
oh, I want to get a +2 on every single roll, it's like, well,
Do you have the hope?
Do you have
for
the
it?
hope? Yeah, that's a
and
great
do you want to
point.
use that hope on that other cool ability where you
Yeah.
can do mortal damage? What is the highest threshold of damage? To every creature?
Severe damage, yeah.
Severe damage to
Yeah.
every creature within very close.
Yeah, that's a really
great
good point.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that's a great point. So it's kind of manages itself then. Yeah. So it's just really letting your players be creative with that narrative justification.
I guess unless they're trying to be they're really trying to stretch it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think if you play 5e and you like the more narrative aspect of 5e and you wanted something slightly less tactical, I think there's still lots of abilities and lots of cool combinations, but because there's no opportunity attacks or less opportunity attacks, I think the distances are a little bit more abstracted. I think it's slightly less tactical than 5e.
Yeah.
But I think that really works well for our group because highly tactical combat is not what our group enjoys most in D&D.
Yeah.
So I think there's enough crunch for us, but there's also a lot of narrative elements that are. I think it's going to be a really good system for us, and I'm curious to play Draw Steel as well because that's what we'll be trying next.
Yep.
But that system is definitely more tactically focused, also very narrative focused in that. But it's just kind of a different design philosophy, kind of two different design philosophies to arrive at a similar spot. So I'm very curious to try both and see what fits better for our group.
Totally.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, that was our experience with Daggerheart, and it was our first experience, but it certainly will not be our last because I felt like it breathed some life into my. Not that I was getting bored with D&D, but I felt a certain amount of excitement playing Daggerheart that I haven't, that kind of harkened back to our initial time playing D&D when we first discovered it. And I don't know if that's just, I don't know if that's just learning a new system. But I felt excitement deep in my tummy that reigniting a spark again. So I'm really looking forward to playing them more.
Also, you get to roll 2d12s instead of 1d20. So
yeah, more dice, more better.
A little clicky clacky sound. I like that.
That segment was brought to you by Trying New Things. Trying new things. You can do it at the table or somewhere else.
Oh,
Open-ended.
Spicy?
Question mark?
Open-ended is what they used to call me in college.
There's the dirty part.
Our next segment and final segment, as always, is 2 DMs, 1 player, where Kelly and I take turns DMing for Loren. But the little twist is that we have a secret word that we're both conspiring to make Loren say. If Loren says the word on my turn DMing, I get a point. But if I accidentally say a word or any part of it, that's a -2 penalty to me.
Ouch.
Yeah. Loren, take off your headphones. Get out of here.
Okay.
Get out of here. Go on, get.
Get.
All right, Alec. Roll for that word.
17.
Please.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Come on back, Loren.
All right, let's roll to see who goes first.
Let's do closest to 10.
Okay. closest to 10 goes first.
5.
18.
I regret doing this. No, it's you.
It's you. No, it's you.
5 is 5 away from 10, and 18 is 8 away from 10.
Yeah, right.
This segment was brought to you by Arithmetic.
I made this too hard for myself. Instant regret.
To be fair, Loren, don't read into this. This word is the one that you like least have to worry about going first or going second.
True. Yeah. True. Don't think about that. Stop thinking about it. I can see you thinking about it. Don't think about it.
I'll never tell.
All right. So I'm going first. Loren, why don't you tell us about your character, who they are, and what they're doing?
I am going to be playing an elf named Harriet, and she is going to take an aptitude test because she comes from a family of jugglers, but she just doesn't think her heart is in it.
She's taking an aptitude test to check out
Other job options.
Ah, I see. Okay. Great. So just your classic fantasy scenario.
Hey, there were no stipulations. You just asked me to come up with a character, so I do.
Sorry, what's your name?
Harriet.
Harriet. All right. 60 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, 1. Go me. Harriet, you've been juggling for a while, and your heart's just not in it anymore. It's just a sad juggle.
Yeah.
What do you juggle?
Bowling pins. There's bowling in this world.
Okay, yeah, you juggle bowling pins, but you know what? It's just not like how it used to be.
No.
You find a poster on the local bulletin board that says, "Want a job? Want to find out what you're really good at and what you'd actually like to be doing for the rest of your life? Come down to the Tipsy Tavern today at 2 p.m."
Oh, a talking poster.
Yeah, it's a Magic Mouth poster.
Yeah.
Hey, you there. Come on down.
Me? I'm looking around.
You want to find out what you want to do for the rest of your life and what your true passions are?
Yes, I was just thinking about that. How did you know?
Oh, great. I can read minds.
Whoa, a magic mouth with other talents.
That's what I used to be called in college.
You friggin' wish, dude. I knew you in college. Start the clock.
I'll restart the clock out of generosity.
It's 1:30 now, so you better get going.
Okay, I'll run over to the address.
Okay, and you make it to the Tipsy Tavern, and you go to take a step in the front door, and it tips one way, and you lose your balance a little bit. Make me a dexterity save.
6.
Yeah, you stumble all the way into the bar. You wind up on the floor. Some guy looks down at you and goes, "Huh, that hasn't happened in 10 minutes. What can I do for you?"
I'm here looking for a job. A poster told me to come here.
Oh, yeah. Aptitude tests. In the back, if you would.
All right, I'll go into the back.
Yeah, and there is a big room full of desks. There's quills and parchment, and there's like 40 to 50 desks, and 2 of them are occupied with people who are already scratching things down.
And you see at the front of the room, they actually don't need the quills or the parchment for anything. You see... You see a dark brown leathery hat sitting on a stool at the front.
Okay.
And a kindly elven woman goes, dearie, are you here for the aptitude test?
Yeah, do I have to sit down at one of these desks?
No, don't worry about that. It's not that kind of test at all.
What are these people doing then?
Oh, they're just drawing.
Oh, okay.
This is also the location of the drawing club.
Oh, okay. Well,
they
I'll come
meet
back
here
to
at
that later.
1:45.
Wow, okay, that's nice. Yeah,
It's a shared community space.
I love that. Yes, I would love to be.
All right, step right up.
Okay. Yeah,
Do you sit on the stool?
I guess so. Yeah.
She puts the hat on your head.
Okay.
And the hat says, First question. Sorry, I got no butted really hard, and I'm still reeling from it.
This is a PvP
What's
game.
the magic word?
Please?
What's the other magic word?
Abracadabra.
Yes. Now, if I wanted you to forget what I just said. I'm gonna put
Hufflepuff.
I'm gonna put a picture in your head, and you tell me what you see.
Rorschach.
And it's a Rorschach.
Okay.
And this one looks like two bears high-fiving.
Oh. It looks like two of my mother high-fiving.
And the next one looks like your dad being beaten up by a clown.
Yeah, it looks like your dad being beaten up by a clown.
Now you yes and me?
It looks like my mom beating up my dad.
Oh, we're not going to dive into that at all. And he shows you another one that just has a bunch of, he goes, all right, now we're going to do some word association. And he shows you one that has a bowl of peas.
A bowl of peas?
Yeah.
And
First word that comes to your head.
green.
All right. And now we're going to do, now I need you to tell me what the last 3 digits of your SIN number are.
I take the hat off. This is a scam. I look at the lady and point my finger at her.
Dearie, no. Put the hat back on.
He's asking me for my social security number. I don't even have a social
Is
security
that
number.
the end of it, or am I going?
It's your
Okay. Hold on. It just has one more question. I'm pretty sure. Just put it back on.
Okay, I put the hat back on and I say pass. What's the last question?
The last question is, what is your favorite song by Sabrina Carpenter?
Please, please, please.
All right. Calculating your results, and it says here that your perfect job would be juggler.
Oh no.
It says that you have an aptitude for keeping a lot of balls in the air.
I don't even juggle balls.
The hat says what the hat says. Would you like to try taking the test again?
No, I take the hat off and I give it back to the lady. And I join the drawing club.
And with
that is time. That's where we will end our session. Alec with a decisive victory.
Was it please?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I don't know what I was doing. Yeah. Peas.
Forget these fucking questions.
Peas, please.
Why?
That's what I associate with peas. More peas, please.
To be fair, that's what he says every time I serve him peas.
That was the dumbest game of 2DMs one player we've ever played, but I think it might have also been the best.
That was incredible.
Dang it. I really blew it there, but perfect.
Your fucking peas,
My
please.
favorite part of 2DMs one player is how hard, not just this time, but consistently how hard you know-bud me.
Yeah. It's my favorite part too. I really like seeing Alex set something up and then just slapping it out of his hand. I'm gonna be a bad improv scene partner.
But that's the thing is we're never in a scene together, so
True.
there's no reason to yes and me.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's like the one place where you can no but in tabletop.
Well, dang, Alec, well played. Magic word. It was perfect. Yeah. I think you just locked it up at that. I can't believe you pulled out a second please with the Sabrina Carpenter thing. That was really good.
I was
Second,
gonna-
third, and fourth.
I was going to say espresso, but then I was like, well, I don't know. We'll change it up.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Excellently played.
And that's our show. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you like this new episode format. We're excited to put out an extra monthly episode, so let us know if you're liking it so far. If you have comments or suggestions for segments you want more of or things you're interested in us discussing here, please feel free to leave us a comment on Spotify or Patreon. We'll be back on the first Monday of September with another main feed episode and bonus episodes, so until then, be nice to your GMs and may all your roles be successful, or at least funny failures. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
We sure do, bud.
Say peas.
Green.
That segment was brought to you by Spicy 2-player D&D. Spicy 2-player D&D.
Roll a Constitution save.